Hallo, ich bin's, Robin, Deutschlehrer mit Core Languages, and today I'm at the Battery in downtown Charleston, and I have a question for you. Have you ever wanted to join a conversation that was already in full swing? Say at work or at a party, two people are talking and the conversation sounds interesting, so you'd like to join it. So you say, "Hey, what are you guys talking about?" Now, this may seem like an ordinary chit-chat kind of question, but from a grammatical perspective, it is actually kind of special, because two things are happening. The first thing that's happening is you're using what's called a phrasal verb to talk about something. I wouldn't go to someone and say, "Hey, what are you talking?" I would say, "What are you talking about?" The second thing that is happening is we are referring to something, but we don't know what it is. We're referring to something that is unknown to us. What are you talking about? And in German, we do that by using what's called wo compounds. Wo compounds help us refer to something that is unknown in a question or an indirect question. So in today's video, I'm going to show you when and how to use wo compounds so that you can incorporate them into your German sentences. I would say los geht's und viel Spaß beim Deutschlernen.
Wo compounds. There are some verbs that use prepositions to convey a specific meaning. In German, these prepositions can then be combined with either wo or wo plus r to shorten the expression in a question or indirect question. We use wo plus r if the preposition begins with a vowel. For example, woran denkt sie? What is she thinking about? Sie denkt an die Arbeit. She's thinking about the work. The preposition here is an, and we formed the wo compound woran by combining an with wo and r. Literally, this question means, what about thinks she? Worauf sitzt die Katze? Sie sitzt auf der Treppe. What is the cat sitting on? She is sitting on the stairs. Worauf is made with the preposition auf, which also begins with a vowel, and then wo and the letter r. Wo compounds can only be used when it is clear from the context what is being referred to, and they cannot be used with people or animals. Wo compounds cannot be made with every preposition. Some prepositions cannot be used with wo. For example, außer, gegenüber, ohne, and seit. Wo compounds can also be built with directional adverb, such as hin, her, or hinein, and we can make question words also. Wohin, where to, and woher, where from. For example, der Junge geht in den Park. The boy goes to the park. Now I can form the wo compound and the question word wohin. Wohin geht er? Where to goes he, or where is he going? Woher kommst du? Literally, this question means where from come you, or where are you from? Where do you come from? Ich komme aus Berlin. I come from Berlin. Woher is also used in the question, how do you know something? Or literally, where do you know something from? Woher weißt du das? There are many verbs in German that, when combined with prepositions, have a different meaning from the original verb. In English, we have this too. Think about the verb to run. I can run, but I can also run away from something. I can run into someone, or I can run for something. Here are a few verbs in German that go with prepositions. Achten auf. Aufhören mit. Bestehen aus. Denken an. Fragen nach. gehören zu. Es geht Glauben an, halten von, sich interessieren für. Es liegt an, nachdenken über, reden von, schreiben über, sprechen über, suchen nach, verzichten auf, warten auf. We can also shorten a sentence and add variation by using personal pronouns instead of someone's name or instead of the noun and its article. But we cannot use wo to form a wo compound when talking about people. Here are the personal pronouns for the nominative, accusative, and dative case that we would use when referring back to a person. Look at the following question. We're going to use the verb warten auf, to wait for. I can say, auf wen warten wir? When we are waiting for a person. But I cannot say, worauf warten wir if we are waiting for a person. I can only say worauf when we're waiting for a thing. So the answer to auf wen warten wir can be, wir warten auf Georg, or wir warten auf ihn. We're waiting for him. But if the answer is wir warten auf den Bus, we're waiting for the bus, then we can create a wo compound. Wo compounds can also be used like relative pronouns. In the examples below, the wo compound replaces what would otherwise be written as a relative clause with a relative pronoun. For example, der Stuhl, worauf der Mann sitzt, ist sehr bequem. The chair upon which the man sits is very comfortable. Or, die Wohnung, worin wir wohnen, ist sehr schön. The apartment in which we live is very beautiful. Here are some Beispiele of questions using wo compounds. Pay attention to how the preposition is used with the verb in the answer. Woran denkst du? What are you thinking about? Ich denke an meinen Freund. I'm thinking about my friend. Wovon redet ihr? What are you talking about? Wir reden von der Politik. We are talking about politics. Womit hat er das Fenster zerschmettert? With what has he broken the window? Mit einem Golfball. With a golf ball. Woraus bestehen die Statuen? What are the statues made from? Sie bestehen aus Stein. They're made from stone. Let's practice. Üben wir. Look at the following two examples and try to form a wo compound with the prepositions used in sich interessieren für and nach etwas fragen. Interessiert er sich? Er interessiert sich für die Architektur. The preposition is für, so the wo compound would be wofür interessiert er sich? What is he interested in? He's interested in architecture. Das Haus, wir fragen, möchten wir kaufen? The preposition is nach, so the wo compound is wonach. Das Haus, wonach wir fragen, möchten wir kaufen. The house, which we are asking about, we want to buy. And how about these two examples? We have the preposition etwas gehen, to be about something, and über etwas denken, to think about something. Geht es? Es geht das Problem, das noch nicht gelöst ist. The preposition is and because begins with a vowel, the wo compound is worum. What is it about? It's about the problem that is not solved yet. Denkst du nach? The preposition is über, and because über begins with an umlaut or vowel, the wo compound is worüber. Worüber denkst du nach? What are you thinking about? Look at the following two examples and try to choose between the wo compounds woher and woran to complete the questions. Ich weiß, dass das Konzert ausverkauft ist. I know that the concert is sold out. Weißt du das? Woher weißt du das? Or woran weißt du das? The correct question is, woher weißt du das? How do you know this? Or literally, where do you know this from? Glauben Sie, Frau Kessel? The correct question is, woran glauben Sie, Frau Kessel? What do you believe in, Frau Kessel?
Vielen Dank fürs Zusehen. I hope you now have a better understanding of how to use wo compounds in German. As always, if you have more questions, feel free to comment, or if you're interested in joining one of our German courses, the live instructor, feel free to message us directly. Das war's. Vielen Dank und bis zum nächsten Mal.